Welcome back to another Lab tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at something called a gated reverb effect. It's something that has become more and more popular in many different types of music, mostly electronic and post-rock. And this is due in large degree to the fact that people are becoming more comfortable, more knowledgeable, and more savvy with the DAWs that they're using to produce their music with. It's incredibly simple to use these, what used to be considered complex routing tricks, and now it's quite easy. It's just a few clicks of the mouse. So what we've done here is put together just a simple little beat and one little synth. Sounds like this. Nothing too special, but it should get the point across. And you'll notice that we have our kick drum on its own track, and that's just so we can use that as a sidechain trigger as we set this up. So you're actually going to be in control of what kind of gating effect is going to be controlling the reverb signal. So let's just jump right into this. We're going to use this synth right here as our main instrument. Okay, and we will now take and we will send this to bus 1, and we'll go ahead and we'll send that at full volume. And on bus 1, we're going to take, or the auxiliary channel rather, we're going to take and put a reverb on there. Now, with this reverb, it's usually better to use something kind of big. Let's start with the big one and see if it's too big, and if it is, then we'll back it off just a little bit. Maybe something like a string hall. Let's see what this sounds like. Let's go down a size, see if that works a little bit better for us. Like a 2-second maybe. Let's see what this sounds like. It's kind of hard to tell. Anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll use this. So we've got our reverb in place. But the problem here is that it's not gated at all, right? It's just kind of out there flowing. So first thing we're going to do is cut a little bit of the low end out of that signal. Okay, that's just going to help us wrangle it in a bit. And we'll go ahead and we'll add a noise gate directly below that. We're using Logic Pro here, so it's in the Dynamics menu. You can use any DAW. All the DAWs have these same exact tools nowadays. And we could start dialing in whatever kind of parameters we like here, and it's really not going to do much for us until we set our sidechain trigger, which is this right here, and we're going to choose our kick drum for that. Okay, and what we really want to do is push our threshold almost all the way up to the top. If you push it all the way up to the top, it's not going to have the desired effect. Just shy of it is going to do it for you. And then it's just a matter of dialing in these 3 parameters, mostly, until it's to your liking. So let's go ahead and hit play here and see what we hear. Okay, you can see the activity light kicking up here. I'm going to go ahead and take out some low end right off the bat. And you can already hear there's an effect. So you can hear the gating effect that it's having. Okay, so let's make it stand out, or I mean fit just a little bit more naturally. So we'll go ahead and we'll add a channel EQ. This is a pretty common practice in this type of effect. We'll go ahead and turn on our low cut here. And we'll go ahead and we'll crank this up a bit. Okay, now a couple of variations on this theme would obviously be to set up some sort of ghost track, right? Something that is not actually being heard in the music, but is still sending a signal that can be used as a sidechain trigger in that noise gate. So something a little bit more rhythmic, you know, maybe some 16th notes or something in there instead of just that constant 4 on the floor. Another thing you might want to try is stacking a delay of some kind in there. Let's go ahead and toss a tape delay on there and see what that sounds like. And again, we'll take a little bit of this this low out. Okay, let's double that out a little bit. So you're starting to hear the stake effect. It's a very cool effect. Let's just go ahead and turn all of these off so you can remind yourself what this sounded like on its own. And with it on. It's a very cool effect. I'm going to take just a little bit more of the low end here out. And we're actually going to boost some of this high end. Now we want to edge away from 2000 just a bit. Around 2000 you get some pretty nasty resonance that can spike up in the oddest of places, and you don't want to make anyone's ears bleed. So let's try this again. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice right there. Alright, so again, without and with. And if you would like to hear it really quick with a larger reverb, we'll just go ahead and, which one did we stick on there before? A string hall, I think, something like that. Let's hear it with a larger reverb in place. I think I actually like it with the smaller reverb, but there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you set up a gated reverb effect all on your own. Just remember, you take your synth or whatever instrument that you're going to be adding that gating effect to the reverb. You route it out to an auxiliary channel. You stick some reverb on it and a noise gate right after it in the signal chain. And then you dial in your parameters. Make sure that you set your sidechain trigger. That's the most important part here to add that rhythmic quality. And that's it. That's it. So we hope this helped. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you again soon. Cheers.